or amateur painting anyway. It did have glue and remnants of hair still on molded hair or sculpted hair. You can sand that off with a very fine sandpaper, the glue I mean, or in this case, because there were no other cracks and it's already been painted over with what feels like oil paint, I just used a damp cloth because it was water soluble. So I used a damp cloth to remove the glue. And I'm going to try to paint it without using the primer since it's already been painted with oil paint. And if that doesn't come out smooth, then I'll use the primer, because they also used a paintbrush instead of an airbrush to paint it, so you can see brush strokes. But a lot of times if the brush strokes aren't too bad, once you airbrush over them, you can't see them anymore. So let's get started. First, I'm going to start with, of course, the flesh tone or skin tone. And normally I would put it on, since this is, you know, a head like that, I would put it on something like a stick so that I don't have to touch it while painting. But since I'm going to be showing you and I have very limited ability to set up my camera so that you can see what I'm doing, I'm just going to hold it. And you'll probably notice that my skin tone is a bit on the yellow side. I try to do that because you don't want it pink and then put blush on it too, and then it's way too pink. So you want it pale or yellowish if you're going to use a pink blush, but not real yellow. And we're going to also paint the hair flesh tone, because you want a good undercoat. You don't want your hair to be blotchy looking. And you'll probably need 2 coats to completely cover the underpaint or primer or whatever you're trying to cover up. And also, I should make a note that I don't use oil paint, I use acrylic. And sometimes I use just airbrush paint mixed with acrylic, and I just thin it with water so that it's compatible with an airbrush. Oil paint is extremely expensive, and it takes forever to dry. And by forever, I mean like a week or more. Acrylic paint takes minutes to dry.